and fat.
You guys were talking about dates yesterday.
I love dates.
I don't think I've ever had a
wife.
date.
We're talking about dates.
I've had a date with my wife.
We're not
great.
talking about the dates as in like going out with a person you like.
We went on a vegan restaurant on a date the other day, but that's beside the
I
point.
know, and guess what? Jake and I were killing people on Battlefield 6.
I know.
It's wonderful.
It was amazing. It was highly realistic and kind of sad, really, how many people we had to chop down.
That is kind of sad. I feel really bad.
Judas, the more you describe about it,
Take the joy out of my shoe.
Does anybody ever think of the children? Have you ever like shot someone online and went, they
that
probably
was a 6-year-old.
they probably had like a family.
That's until I hear the freaking 12-year-olds cussing up a storm, calling my mother and all sorts of names and everything like that. So then I don't have as much guilt.
I don't have any guilt. I freaking have a sledgehammer and go bash their heads in and steal their dog tag so their family will never know.
All right.
Hey, Josh is violent.
Hey, I can't be violent in real life, so virtual reality.
One of the best moments ever is when we were playing Sea of Thieves. These two guys were seeking, I don't know if you would want to call it parlay or whatever it is.
They were
and so
allies,
they
an
came
alliance.
up. They came up and they said, "Hey, don't shoot. We'll give you our gold. We'll be fine." And Josh is like, "Okay." And then Josh pulls out a shotgun, shoots him right in the face.
Steal everything!
Josh is
Ransack their
a bad person.
So it was really funny because then Josh started cussing out their bodies that were floating in the ocean after that.
I think
Poor
I stole their
guys.
ship, and then when they respawned, I had like 3 or 4 dynamite and was just like, "Eat this, you son!" and then blew up.
And then again, it was like just like a 14 and 15-year-old. And here we are almost in our...
So Josh is a 14 and 15-year-old
Yeah.
is really what it comes down to.
I've never grown up.
Yeah, Josh literally, I think...
You're like Peter Pan.
Peter Pan's horrible. Do you realize that he kills the Lost Boys when they grow up?
He colds them in the book.
Yeah, that means drowns them in the sea.
Maybe.
Or they join the pirates thing and then they're forced into forced labor
Well,
called slavery.
it's Victorian. Everybody was slaves back then.
All right.
And that's the message we wanted to share today.
And welcome to the Twaddling Along podcast. I am your host, Dan McBride, here with my brothers and co-hosts, one, Josh McBride.
You have to edit this.
Why?
You just talked about slavery.
And Jake
Indigent.
McBride.
I'm drawing.
Listen, slavery is a terribly and a horribly abhorrent practice, and we are grateful to live in a world where at least most people have a moral compass that will allow them to see that.
Yes.
Now, we recognize that there are still slaves in the world, and we wish that that was not the case. That being said,
It is part of history.
Imaginary play, one Peter Pan with what we think are children that could have been slaves to a pirate. I don't think that counts very much.
It is a very racist movie.
It is pretty racist.
I mean, I could sing the song, but I think it would get us
Yes,
very
let's
much
not
like...
sing any of the songs.
If you start singing, I'm going to start singing it outside accidentally, and I'm going to get...
That's why the notice was put on Disney Plus. Did you know that?
Because of Peter Pan.
Mhm.
There's a couple other ones that I'm like, oh.
Lady and the Tramp
Oh, yes.
with the Siamese cats.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Even Muppets. The Muppet Show has some of that too.
Yes.
Muppets, those are racist. Son of a...
Listen, they were at a different time and didn't understand the
Yeah, the early
harm that they were
thousands.
causing. No, the Muppet Show was in the 60s and 70s.
Oh, you mean the
original
actual
show.
I was like, I thought you meant the movie, and I was like, dude, that was like 10
has
years
a
ago.
disclaimer on top of it.
Life's a happy song, except when you're racist.
They starred Mickey Rooney out in the park. He's a horrible racist person.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
No, I know.
It's shocking. Like you get to his part and you're like, oh no. Oh no, Mickey
Breakfast
Rooney.
at Tiffany's.
But
She
he's
said, "I
Santa
think
Claus."
Oh,
Oh,
Mickey Rooney, no.
rest in peace. Sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah.
What did Mickey Rooney do
Just
to you?
let him
He's
enjoy
racist.
his piece.
He's not racist.
It's his act.
It's based off
It's
a book that
betrayal.
was racist.
He also married like 9 women.
Yeah, that's true. I think that book was by Truman Capote too. I don't know.
Is his middle name Dominic?
Probably.
I don't think I've ever actually watched that
Truman
movie.
Dominic Capote.
That sounds like a gang member or a mobster. Mr. Capote.
No. Truman Capote was quite the opposite, actually.
Oh.
He was a effeminate New York socialite. But his
So the
book,
Mafia.
In Cold Blood, is a very good book.
Hmm.
It's terrifying. It's the mind of a serial killer.
Speaking of terrifying,
Whoa! Segue.
not really. First off, I'd like to apologize to Jake. We're going to be talking about the outdoors today.
And this is where I bug out.
But
Get it? Bug out to the outdoors? That's delightful. There are bugs out
I'm
there.
going to ask Jake a lot of questions
Oh.
to keep Jake involved because we've received complaints, Jacob,
You've received complaints?
that you are too quiet.
People like to hear from you, Jake.
I don't know if that's true.
To be honest, you're the most educated one of us here.
It's a very good point, Jake.
I don't know if that ever actually comes across that way, but
You were very educated.
Here's my question. Who got the best grade in English? I didn't.
Not me.
Oh, Jake. So really, I should not be talking.
I say straight A's, but I don't know if my comprehension of English ever got that far. So
I like English.
I
I read a lot of books.
I hate it.
I done hate them their English.
I hate this language
And
we
just when
speak.
people criticize my, vernacular,
Uh-huh.
that was a good word.
That was a good
So you
word.
see that?
I'm so proud of you.
It's because I've been hanging out with you guys too much.
I don't know if I've ever used the word vernacular.
I thought it was vernacular.
That
And
vernacular.
just flush down
Venus
the tongue.
nacular.
But anyways, let's talk about the Appalachian Mountains.
The Appalachians.
Those Appalachians.
Or is it Appalachian?
Appalachian, unless if
We
you're
just
racist.
call them apes.
Oh
my
my goodness gracious.
Wow.
I told you I'm not editing anything, so I don't.
This is why Jake says silent.
No, I get it. Appalachian apes.
Apes?
It makes sense.
It's a shortened.
For
I
all
wasn't
those
talking about the
rednecks.
people. I was talking about the mountains. Jeez,
Oh.
Joshua.
I was like, for all those rednecks out there, bless you.
Them ape mountains.
Ape mountains.
The 8 mountains.
Hey, isn't there an ape mountain in Georgia the Jungle? Isn't that what it's called?
I haven't watched George in the Jungle.
I just watched it with my family, a month and a half ago?
It is a fantastic show.
It is wonderful. I love...
Brendan Fraser, shout out again.
Well, you have Brendan Fraser, and then you also have his gorilla, who is...
The smart gorilla.
Yes. Oh, who plays the gorilla? It's not John Cleese, is it? No, that's not right. Or is it?
No, I think it is. I think you're right. I think it's John Cleese.
I love John Cleese.
Because there's Thomas Hayden Church. John Cleese is Ape.
Okay, there you go.
Do you know what's also funny? I love that in George of the Jungle 2 or 3, I can't remember which one, that they broke the fourth wall and said that they didn't have enough money to pay Brendan Fraser, so they hired
I think
a
it's
guy.
That was the
2.
second one.
That's number 2.
That's
when
my
he
favorite thing.
appeared, and you're like, that doesn't look anything like him.
Brendan Fraser.
I like when they make comments about actors and actresses who have changed.
Did you know that speaking of Brendan Fraser, do you know they're just going to completely ignore the third Mummy movie?
Yeah, the
as if it
Egyptian
didn't even
one.
exist?
That's
Or
probably a safe bet. So you mean
there's 2 of them.
Because Jet Li's in one of them, right?
There's
He's
the
the
Asian
emperor.
one, but then supposedly Tom Cruise did one.
Oh,
No,
yes. That
was-
doesn't count.
say
though.
that wasn't the
That
same
was supposed
universe.
to be part of the monster universe they were
Yeah.
trying to reboot and did not do a good job at it.
No, the first and second Mummy.
First one,
Perfect.
I agree. Second one, it was good. Then it wasn't good. Does anybody remember the zombie mummy pygmies?
Yes.
That would be in the second movie. Does anybody remember the Scorpion King, The Rock?
Oh, that's right. The
The
3D attempt.
It was a good attempt.
I watched The Scorpion King. That's a bad movie.
Yeah, it is not a good movie.
I mean, but it launched his career. So,
Which is funny because it was a crap movie.
What was the other show that he was in where he was like a sidekick that was funny? Was it Get Smart? Was he in Get Smart?
He was, but he was, spoilers, the bad guy.
Oh,
You just didn't know it. He was the super
But
spy.
that was way later.
But that was later.
was that later?
Get
So,
Smart was like 2010.
He did The Mummy, and then he did a few cop-ish ones where he was, I don't know if he was a cop or like
Well, he's in Fast and Furious.
Yeah, that was later, too.
though.
Aren't they on like 15?
Yes.
Oh.
It's what's keeping Vin Diesel alive.
And I Am Groot. Those are literally...
I'm Groot. Cars.
Listen, he went into a studio one day, said, I am Groot for about 30 times.
And made
ever
millions
since then,
of dollars.
he's made a lot of money from him.
Yes, he has.
Ridiculous.
How much money?
So anyway, we're talking about scary things. Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Have you-
$13 to $15 million
for just his I Am Groot?
for his I am Groot.
Oh my crap.
All right, that's it. We're starting a series.
Okay.
All we're doing is we're making the most minimal noises we can. I watched the other day. It was a guy that shows you how to cook food, but he's just a caveman. So all he does is, and then he does it, and it works, and it's like the whole video.
Speaking of racist Sesame Street, not
Sesame Street,
Racist Sesame
Why does
Street?
Muppets.
Why are we bringing up racist so much?
Oh, Swedish Chef.
Yeah. Racist.
I don't know. I've met some Swedish people. It's pretty close.
We're Swedish, technically.
I'm not. I ain't got a drop of Swedish blood in me.
What?
No, it's true.
We're no longer related.
It's probably the way that we're going. Just slowly drifting apart.
The secret family secret that's been...
Our DNA's like, no.
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 Not at all.
Let's see. I am... Yeah. Oh, I lied. I'm 5% Swedish.
I was going to say, like, our whole family's, like, Scandinavian.
I don't have that much Scandinavian. I got a lot of Scottish again for some odd reason, but...
I haven't checked since they updated it.
Well, if anyone wants to know, we're white.
I am about as white as you can get.
Yep.
Let's see.
We do have some Ashkenazi Jew.
Can you say that?
Ashkenazi Jew.
Yes, I can't pronounce
Wait,
that.
Ashkenazi Zoo.
And racist again.
Jesus Christ.
We're just getting worse and worse, people. Oh, I'm a little Finnish, too. Just a little.
A little Finnish.
That means that's why I like saunas.
Not a big Finnish.
No.
Just a little
My
Finnish.
life is nothing but little finishes.
And you thought I was bad.
Oh, that's funny.
You guys are concerning me.
Hey, what are we talking about today?
No, keep going.
What are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today?
Danny's Mickey Mouse. Surprise. Yeah, I'm actually more related to Jake than I am Danny.
Oh, sad. Who am I most related to?
Mom and Dad.
Thanks for that. No, I'm more related to Jake than you too.
Surprise! Ooh. I'm more related to both of you.
I'm I'm Finnish.
I am too. I just told you that.
Oh yeah, you're a little Finnish.
I'm a little Finnish.
I am literally the middle child.
13% Swedish.
That's a lot of Swedish.
I know.
That is a lot of Swedish.
I'm also the Netherlands. I'm Dutch.
Jake, you are 1% Swedish, 8% Welsh, 2% Icelandic.
Ooh, I am 4% Welsh. How freaking cool. I'm 2% Icelandic.
You're only 4% Welsh? I am really, really Welsh.
Well, remember, I'm the Norwegian people didn't make it that far.
Oh, I see.
So we're basically the Norman Viking conquest of England.
So today on the Paranormal Podcast, 3 whitest ghost people. Boo, says I.
So we like reliving our family history. And do you know what our family history used to do?
What?
Stay outside. They used to set up camp in the middle of freaking nowhere.
And then we got smarter.
And then we cooked a fire.
We cooked a fire, you say?
We cooked a fire.
We cooked on a fire, perchance.
Nope, we cooked a fire.
I see.
We cooked
Let it cook. And while we cooked on the fire, the old man Jenkins next door said, "Hey, Sonny, why don't I share a little story about the hook?"
Where is this story going?
And remember, this was back in like the 1500s, so we were really interested in this hook figure.
Tonight on Twaddling Along, I'm going to help Josh out a little bit. We are talking about campfire stories.
I was getting there.
You were not.
I was.
You were.
I was going to share that Old Man Jenkins was going to share a very scary story about the 19th or 20th century.
And then Old Woman Jenkins would come out and probably disrupt him, and you would have been off on a tangent somewhere else.
We are talking about scary camp stories.
Yay.
Do you guys have any good camp stories? Like just yourself, not things you've heard, but like you guys.
No, like just made up ones?
No, like really.
Like a real one?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got some funny stories of Dad scaring all of us when we were 13 by weaving a tale that the Bear Lake monster was real, and like it was pretty scary.
See, Jake, how about you?
No.
Jake doesn't even know what a campfire is.
One. I was with my friend Matt, and we were in a tent together, and he looked at me, and he said,
and I looked at him,
he looked at me, I looked at him.
Sorry, continue.
Anyway.
Oh, dear.
He said to me, "Is that sign say bears in vicinity?" And I said, "Yes." And so what he did is he got so scared that he opened up his pack and we unzipped about an inch. And he started throwing everything that smelled out of his pack. And while we were doing this, we were hearing something outside, which made us really scared. We're like, oh my gosh, the bears are here. We've just led them to our tent. No, it was a buck stuck under a picnic table, got its antler stuck in it. It's just...
Meanwhile, he's had candy thrown at him.
It wasn't just candy. It was like toothpaste,
also,
Listerine.
this is I have to laugh about this because this is the brain of a young man.
Yeah.
By removing the packaging and throwing the food outside, you made it more susceptible.
No. He didn't remove it from the package. He just threw the whole thing outside.
Yes, thus making it more likely that a bear.
Hey,
unless you guys were chucking it like 100 yards away.
We were taught that you just throw the food out. I just want to point out that Matt's older brother
did the same thing.
Me and him did the same thing when we were camping.
Danny, you didn't even have a tent. You slept in a tarp with sleeping bags in.
Yeah, I did. I'm a real man.
And the poles had broken, and all of a sudden you go in, you're like, what is this dump?
Well, here we are, in a youth group down here in this nice little area. And then there's this hill that has this incredibly horrible wind rate going on. So, I mean, we're talking like 50, 75 mile winds going over this hill. And where does my older brother, who's supposed to be my example, go? On top of the hill with his friends, all the meanwhile yelling and screaming as they're trying to get the thing up. And
now, you forgot to mention that the tent they had was like 40 pounds, and we called it the Taj Mahal.
Oh, it was. It was
huge.
It was like a 12-person tent.
And let's say the tent barely survived.
Oh, it didn't survive. Danny
it was
broke
ripped.
Oh, we broke it.
Dad still has it.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember...
Dad needs to see someone about that. That's called hoarding.
I remember Danny bringing that back and Dad going through the poles, and every time you'd hear Dad go...
Dad did that a lot with me. I was often bringing something home and Dad sighing.
So anyways...
Broke the Honda.
This is probably why he scared you so bad as a 13-year-old, because he was like, I have to stop this now.
Josh, why don't you weave us a tale? Why don't you tell us one of these here stories?
Why don't you weave us a little tale?
Just, if you wouldn't mind.
Give us a little...
I will just say this. I clicked on... This shows you what I look up online.
Right.
I clicked Campfire Tales, and I clicked on the first thing because that's what you do. And it's a campfire accounting program.
Ooh.
To help you with your taxes.
I'd probably pull up VeggieTales or something.
I say if I looked up mine, it would probably be Danny Go. So...
Okay, here we go.
He owes me money for bringing up his name.
All right, one of my favorite ones of all time that I think I heard every single time I went on a campsite was a thing called Hook. Have you guys heard of this story?
I've seen the movie.
Not that Hook. Not Robin Williams. He's a very scary guy. No, just kidding. Rest in peace. Literally. Not kind of.
What is going on?
Freaking heaven, Joshua.
He's not Mickey Rooney.
I need to apologize
You have
for my
desecrated the
brothers and their choice of wording.
There
what did
was
I do?
there was this thing called The Hook. Once upon a time, back in the 1950s. I don't know if you guys know, there's a point up on Wasatch Boulevard where a place called Makeout Point. You guys heard of that place?
I am familiar.
Aren't there multiple makeout points?
Yeah, there's lots.
Do you know who's not familiar? Me.
Oh,
You and your wife need to go up there and
make out.
Oh, no,
Get
you kidding
all
me?
nice and steamy. Because in this story, a couple drove up in their nice, Chevy. It was his dad's Chevy, but
I
it was
see.
a Chevy. And they drove up and they parked and they were listening to the radio, the Temptations, Elvis.
The Temptations.
Yeah, 50s, 60s, good stuff
the Temptations
on the radio.
and Elvis. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They listen to Bread.
Meatloaf on the
Simon
side.
and Garfunkel.
But anyway, they were, things were getting a little. And sorry, I have a hair in my mouth. They started smooching.
You're really putting too much effort
Josh,
into
Sorry,
this.
okay. So
this
anyway,
this is
they're
getting.
they're smooching, but all of a sudden the radio cuts off and says, "We have a special report. The Salt Lake City Asylum has lost one of its inmates, and the hooked man is out on the loose." And the woman's like, "Oh my gosh. Stops everything. The guy's like, "What? What's going on?" And she's like, "We need to drive home right now." Because for all those who don't know where Wasatch Boulevard is, it's in Salt Lake, just up the road. And so she's like, "I need to get
None
home.
of this is correct.
I need to get home like ASAP." You asked me to weave and tell. I'm weaving and tell.
And a tall tale it is.
So anyways, she hears a noise outside her vehicle and she's freaking out at this point. And she's like, "Get the heck home!" And so he drives home. Well, he drops her off. And on the door is a hook. The end.
On what door?
Her door.
The car door.
Oh, yeah, the car door.
Like it has a hook stuck in it, or
It was attached to the car door latch.
Oh boy. All right. Well,
So
that
with
was one of the least scary stories I think I've heard.
Well, it was scary because he was smooching.
it was scary
No, it was-
because you were telling it.
Hence the point.
So what I'm hearing is, one, the sane asylum lost someone, and in their brilliancy had given him a hook. Here you go.
A meat hook, to be exact.
You can go outside and play.
And the place that he went to was Makeout Point.
And that guy just went over and he's like, "La, la, la,
And he
la,
went to Wasatch Boulevard, not found in Salt Lake City.
Yes, it's like Holiday,
Okay.
Conwood Heights,
And
Sandy,
all right.
Draper.
I've got a story.
Okay, tell us a story that's better than mine.
Jane.
Already worse. They're named.
Jane wore a yellow ribbon around her neck every day.
She's going to die.
And I mean every day, rain or shine, whether it matched her outfit or not. It annoyed her best friend Johnny after a while. He was her next door neighbor and had known Jane since she was 3 years old. When he was young, he had barely noticed the yellow ribbon, but now they were in high school together and it bothered him. "Why do you wear that yellow ribbon around your neck, Jane?" he'd ask her every day, but she wouldn't tell him. Still, in spite of the aggravation, Johnny thought she was cute. He'd asked her to go to the soda shop for an ice cream sundae.
Ooh,
Then he
smooching.
asked her to watch him to play in the football game. Then he started seeing her at home. And come the spring, he asked her to dance. Jane always said yes when he asked her out. And she always wore a yellow dress to match the ribbon around her neck. It finally occurred to Johnny that he and Jane were going steady. And he
Only
still
after all of this.
and he still didn't know why she wore the yellow ribbon around her neck. So he asked her about it yet again. And yet again, she did not tell him. "Maybe someday I'll tell you about it," she'd reply. Someday. That answer annoyed Johnny, but he shrugged it off because Jane was so cute and fun to be with. Well, time flew by. as it was a habit of doing, and one day Johnny proposed to Jane, and she accepted. They planned a big wedding, and Jane hinted that she might tell him about the yellow ribbon around her neck on their wedding day, but somehow, what with the preparations and his beautiful bride and the lovely reception, Johnny never got around to ask Jane about it. And when he did remember, she got a bit teary-eyed and said, "We are so happy together. What difference does it make?" And Johnny decided she was right. Johnny and Jane raised a family of 4 with the usual ups and downs, laughters and tears. When their golden anniversary rolled around, Johnny once again asked Jane about the yellow ribbon around her neck. It was the first time he'd brought it up since the week after the wedding. Whenever their children asked him about it, he'd always just hush them, and somehow none of the kids had dared ask their mother.
Shut up!
Jane gave Johnny a sad look and said, "Johnny, we've waited so long. You can wait a little longer." And Johnny agreed. It was not until Jane was on her deathbed a year later that Johnny, seeing his last chance to slip away, asked Jane one final time about the yellow ribbon she wore around her neck. She shook her head a bit at his persistence, and then said with a smile, "Okay, Johnny, you can go ahead and untie it." With shaking hands, Johnny fumbled for the knot and untied the yellow ribbon around his wife's neck, and Jane's head fell off.
Wow.
That is a campfire story.
Danny, that was a crap story. Jane's head is rolling down the hill now all the way home. See, I picked it up really well.
That was really good. I appreciate you.
So why in the world do we tell campfire scary stories around the campfire?
The CAMPFIRESONG campfire stories songs.
I don't know. So I ask it to you guys.
Well, I say we've been doing it for a long time now.
And that's what I'm saying is literally, isn't nature scary itself? So you don't need to scare yourself enough.
Well, it was also a way for people to tell, when we talk about a campfire story, we're not just talking about scary stories. We're talking about tales. We're talking about religious things. That's how people would pass down religion to people. I mean, that's how you would tell your stories. A lot of the great epic tales in some religions were probably started off as campfire stories. So here I've got one.
All right.
This is a tall tale.
Does Jane's head fall off?
No.
Okay.
Many, many years ago, when the world was new, the Mississippi River was much longer than it is now. It meandered back and forth across the area that is now Minnesota. Fish in great numbers lived in this river, and it was water so pure and sweet that all the animals came there to drink. A giant moose that lived way up north heard about the river, and he came too. But he was so big and he drank so much that soon the water began to sink lower and lower. The beavers were worried. The water around the lodges were disappearing. Soon their homes would be destroyed. The muskrats were worried too. What would they do if the water vanished? How could they live? The fish were very worried, and the other animals could live on the land if the water dried up, but they couldn't. All the animals tried to think of a way to drive the moose from the river, but he was so big that they were too afraid to try. Even the bear was afraid of him. At last, a fly said that he would try to drive the moose away. All the animals laughed and jeered. How could a tiny fly frighten a giant moose? The fly said nothing, but that day, as soon as the moose appeared, he went to action. He landed on the moose's foreleg and bit sharply. The moose stamped his foot to shake it off, but the fly landed again and bit again, and the moose stomped harder, and each time he stamped, the ground sank and the water rushed in to fill it. Then the fly jumped up all over the moose, biting and biting and biting until the moose was in a frenzy. He dashed madly about the banks of the river, shaking his head, stamping his feet, snorting and blowing, but he couldn't get rid of the pesky fly. Finally, the moose could take it no longer and ran far away back up to the far north country where he had come from. All that thrashing and stomping that the giant moose did across the country created large and small holes. As they filled with water, they became the 10,000 lakes of Minnesota. And the giant moose told all the other moose to never go south because of the terrible biting flies there. That is why there are no longer moose in Minnesota, except way up north by Canada. The fly was so very proud of his achievement, and the other animals were very thankful. They made a promise to the fly that whenever any animal dies of old age or disease, the fly can have the entire body. And it is still how it happens today. It's called a morality tale.
Wow.
It tries to explain the things that are happening around you. And it was very common with campfire stories.
Hey, Paul Bunyan.
Jabba the Hutt.
Rada. Oh wait, no, that's Crowder. Sorry.
Rada.
Chugga. Anyway, good story, Dan.
Thank you.
Let me tell you a different one. It's called The Hairy Toe, and I'll actually read this one instead of just verbatim from my memory.
It's probably a safe bet.
Once there was an old woman who went out in the woods to dig up some roots to cook for dinner. I'm going to drop the accent immediately. She spotted something funny sticking out of the leaves and dug up around until she uncovered a great, big, hairy toe. That's right, hairy toe. There was some good meat on the toe, which would make for a real tasty dinner.
Excellent.
So the old woman put it in her basket and took it home. Because why not? When she got back to her cottage, the old woman boiled up the kettle full of hairy toe soup, which she ate for dinner that night. It was the best meal she had in weeks. The old woman went to bed that night with a full stomach and a big smile. Along about midnight, a cold wind started blowing in the tops of the trees around the old woman's house. A large black cloud crept over the moon, and from the wood a hollow voice rumbled, "Hairy toe, I want my hairy toe." Sorry, I ran out of breath. Inside the house, the old woman stirred uneasily in her bed and nervously pulled the covers over her ears. From the woods there came a stomping noise. That's a fun thing. As the wind whistled and jerked at the treetops, in the clearing at the edge of the forest, a hollow voice said, I'll say it really fast, hairy toe, I want my hairy toe. Inside the voice, the old woman shuddered and turned over in her sleep. Stomping sound came from the garden path outside the cottage. The night creatures shivered in their burrows, as a hollow voice howled, hairy toe, I want my hairy toe. Inside the house, the old woman snapped awake. Her whole body shook with fright as she listened to the angry howling in her garden. Jumping out of bed, she ran to the door and barred it. Once the cottage was secure, she lay back down to sleep. Suddenly, the front door of the cottage burst open with a bang, snapping the bar in two and sending it flying into the corners of the room. There came the stomping noise of giant feet walking up the stairs. Peeping out from under the covers, the old woman saw a massive figure filling her doorway. It said, hairy toe, I want my hairy toe. The old woman sat bolt upright in terror and shouted, I ate your hairy toe! Yes, you did, the giant figure said. No one living in the region ever saw the old woman again. The only clue in her disappearance was a giant footprint a neighbor found pressed deep into the loose soil of the meadow beside the house. The footprint was missing the left big toe.
So the moral of the story is...
Don't eat people's toes.
Why are you eating a big toe that's hairy is my question.
So there's actually several versions of the story. Another version is a boy thought it was a caterpillar.
See, that's the one I read.
But yeah, I liked this version because she's eaten. The end.
Tom had just left a party and was driving down a dark road all by himself. It was about 12:30 at night and pouring down rain. He had only driven about 2 miles when he saw this faint figure walking on the side of the road. As he got closer, he realized it was a young lady, and she was wearing a long white dress. He pulled over and asked her if she would like a ride. She said she would, and she hopped. This said hoped. She hoped in the front seat.
She hoped?
She hopped in the front seat.
Here, Danny, I'll help you.
Thank you. He noticed she was shivering from the rain, so he took off his jacket and offered it to her. She draped the jacket over her shoulders, and they started to talk about nothing in particular. When Tom pulled up to her house, he turned to her to ask her something, but she was gone. Puzzled, he thought maybe she had already ran into her house. The following day, Tom realized the girl had left in such a rush that she forgot to give him back his jacket. He remembered where her house was and drove there, since he did not have a phone number to call. He knocked on the door, and an older woman answered. Tom told her that he was just there to pick up the jacket that her daughter had from the night before. The woman looked at him strangely and told him he must have the wrong house. The man was so sure that this was the right house that he dropped off the girl that he began to describe her and what she was wearing. The old lady was shaken and began to cry. She explained that her only daughter died 10 years ago on prom night, and that the man had described her exactly. She said her daughter was buried up the road at Meadowwood Cemetery. After Tom left the old lady's house, he decided to go and find the girl's grave, just to make sure. There, lying on the headstone, was his jacket.
Isn't this kind of moody?
No, it sounds more like a campfire.
Exactly.
It's not moody. There was a Brit who was driving through Ireland as the weather got progressively worse and day soon turned to night. He suddenly realized that he was on the wrong road, but there was nowhere to turn around, so he pressed on, barely able to see the road through the rain. Without warning, his car just died. No battery, no engine. He assumed water must have shortened something, and he'd best start walking. He was soaking wet in 100 yards, but he continued walking. An hour later, he heard a noise behind him and turned to see a car slowly, very slowly, creeping up the road behind him, its lights very dim. As it reached him, he reaches out through the torrential rain and opens the back door and jumps in. You know, because when you see a car jumping up, it's like, oh, I'll just jump in. Yeah. Shocked. He is the only person in the car. There is no one else driving, and there's no passengers. He freezes with fears as the car slowly continues up the road through the pouring rain. Before long, a village comes into view, and the car creeps silently and slowly into the village. The Brit spies a pub, so he jumps out and runs inside, not looking back. Panting with horror, he orders a beer and sits down. A minute later, 2 soaking wet Irishmen come into the bar. The taller one points to the Brit and says, "There's the freaking idiot who jumped in my car while I was trying to push it."
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I still don't know why we tell scary stories around campfires.
Would you like me to tell you?
Yes.
Because I did a little research beforehand.
Research.
There's a couple things that they say. The very first one is the social glue. The reality is that the early days of humanity, we needed to stick together because there was things that were trying to eat us all the time.
Good old times when we're outside and go, do you know what sounds not good right now? Being eaten.
Well, and one of the problems was that we are naturally inclined to go to sleep in the dark, leaving us kind of open.
Susceptible.
So extending the day allowed our ancestors to move past discussions of just survival and into the realm of bonding. And so a lot of the early stories that you actually start hearing are actually bonding stories that will bring you together.
Wait. So you're telling me that our ancestors created pillow talk?
No.
Around the campfire?
Sure, Josh, if that's what
I freaking hate pillow talk.
Okay.
Just talk to me during the day, dang it. Anyway.
The next thing is there's a physiological reason that is called the flicker. It's called the trance state is another way they're talking about it. Or another way is like if you've ever had like road psychosis or road, what is it called, Jake? Where you're staring at the same thing for a long time and you go into a trance.
I have no idea.
Anyways, so that can actually happen with the fire. The trance state, the flickering light and the white noise of the crackling wood actually induce a hypnagogic and hypnotic state. It lowers our inhibitions and makes us more imaginative. So they think that in this trance state, that's where people started coming up with stories.
Interesting.
In the darkness, the fire creates a small room of light with no visual distractions beyond the circle. And so all of your focus... Yep. Facing our fears is another reason that we do it. It's a controlled environment that we can actually approach these stories and overcome fears by telling them. Safe simulation is what they call it. And then another reason is information retention. It is much more common and easier for you to remember these stories because of where you are and because of things that are happening. The human brain is wired to remember narratives better than just dry facts. And so it was a lot easier to tell a story that had a purpose, like Aesop's Fables, that would teach something compared to just saying, hey, don't do this, because you're not going to remember it. But you're going to remember the hook hand being on the door from the crazy lunatic asylum in Salt Lake City near Wasatch Boulevard. That's teaching me to not go make out on the hill.
And this is what we call mnemonic linking.
Yes, mnemonic linking.
See, I'm smart.
So if you guys really want to learn something new, tell a scary story and just implement little facts. So the little hook guy, he had schizophrenia.
Oh.
What is schizophrenia? Well,
How about the Chevrolet flat tire?
All right.
I don't know why, but
Give me a lesson that I need to learn.
learn that we shouldn't swear.
Okay.
You son of a...
and whatever you do, don't eat the daffodil.
Don't eat the daffodil. Well, I can't put that in. I already started. Sorry.
Danny.
Old Elias Thorne was known for his colorful tongue, weaving curses into every sentence as if they were a punctuation. He didn't believe in the old superstition that claimed words had weight, even when the village elders warned him that certain sounds acted as a dinner bell for those lurking in the dark. One stormy evening, after a particularly foul-mouthed tirade directed at a broken fence post, the wind didn't just howl. It mimicked his latest obscenity. The air grew thick with the smell of ozone and wet earth, and for the first time in his life, Elias felt the sharp sting of a cold shadow pressing against his back. The next morning, Elias found he couldn't speak a single word. Whenever he tried to say hello or thank you, nothing but a wet, rattling croak emerged from his throat. The curses, however, flowed with terrifying ease, appearing as oily black vapor that coiled around his furniture like constricting snakes. Every time a swear word escaped his lips, the shadows in the corner of his rooms grew taller and more solid, sprouting jagged limbs and empty, hungry eyes. He realized too late. Okay, hold on, pause.
I love AI.
So, your swearing is causing literal shadow monsters and you can't stop yourself from swearing. This is a problem. He realized too late that he wasn't just venting frustration. He was providing the raw material for something ancient to build itself a body. By midnight, the house was silent except for the frantic scratching of claws against the floorboards. Wait, what happened? They just went underground? Elias huddled in his bed, his jaw clamped shut so tightly his teeth began to crack, desperate to keep the filth from spilling out. But as a sudden flash of lightning startled him, a single reflective oath slipped through his teeth. The shadow thing lunged, its mouth a jagged tear in reality that matched the shape of his own. It didn't want his life, it wanted a voice, dragging him into the silent dark, where the only thing he would ever hear again was the echo of his own foul-mouthed words, whispered back to him.
Oh, heck.
Don't swear, kids.
Dag nabbit.
And you know what he had? Schizophrenia. And what's schizophrenia? A chronic severe brain disorder that affects about 24 million people. See, I'm helping people.
I don't know why I literally just wrote schizophrenia into AI, and AI is like, what? Why are you saying that?
Here's what I was hoping, and it kind of did that. I was hoping, because you didn't proofread that whatsoever.
Did not even
I
a
was
little bit.
hoping that it would just start swearing, and you would have just started
just
reading.
kept going.
I have had AI come up with stories for me, and I usually like to give, descriptions to the characters.
Sure.
So, like, if I say this person wears this and this and this and this, it makes me laugh because I'll see something like this person wears sandals. Without fail, every paragraph,
The sandals.
we'll talk about the sandals, the patting of the bare feet,
sandals.
the wiggling of the toes, and I'm like, now this is becoming a little bit too fetish. I don't like this anymore.
So, this whole podcast was supposed to be scary stories.
It was?
But what we've come to is that stories can tell a really good, lesson. Don't make out up on Wasatch Boulevard. Don't eat hairy big toes. Don't loosen the scarf that's tying the head onto the body.
If a news broadcast comes on and says there is a killer on the Wasatch Mountain nearby Salt Lake City,
Yes,
be
it's
really
okay.
confused.
And we accidentally gave him a hook. Hey, sorry guys.
He's terrifying.
He asked for it, and we thought he'd just go out and run around. Oh.
We also learned that if you swear, that shadow figures will eat your voice and that you'll only be able to swear and unleash an ancient, dark, horrible thing.
So I was going to say, your entire life is falling apart. You've realized that swearing is a problem. A flash of lightning causes you to swear.
Oh!
And then you are devoured by the darkness. So don't swear, kids.
Don't swear, kids.
A young fox, boasting of his fiery red coat, spent his days basking upon the sun-drenched stones in the high desert, ignoring the tortoise, who shielded himself beneath a thick canopy.
Wait.
That was a tortoise?
A tortoise.
Not the tortoise.
Ignoring the tortoise who shielded himself beneath the thick canopy. The sun is my friend, the fox declared. It only makes my colors brighter. But as the solstice peaked, the gentle warmth turned to a biting sting, and by evening, the fox's proud skin was scorched and peeling, leaving him shivering in the shadows while the tortoise remained comfortable and whole. He soon realized that the sun, though life-giving, from a distance, respects only those who take up a shield against its fervor. Moral, an ounce of protection in the morning prevents a day of pain at dusk. I just asked AI to give me a one-paragraph Aesop tale about wearing sunscreen.
Okay, do you know what's really funny? So I just wrote an Aesop fable about not touching fire. An inquisitive young fox. What the heck?
That's because I was listening to you, Jen.
Was wandering through the woods as a crisp autumn evening when he came upon a campsite left by woodcutters. In the center of the stone ring, a small fire crackled and leapt. The fox had never seen such a thing to his eyes. The flames looked beautiful, shimmering orange flower dancing rhythmically atop the logs. It cast a warm, inviting glow that made his fur feel cozy from a distance. An old, scarred owl perched in a nearby oak tree hooted a stern warning. "Stay back, little one. That flower has teeth sharper than a wolf's and a bite that never heals. Admire its lice, but keep your distance."
That owl can't decide what accent it has.
I was going to say, the owl is kind of switching.
With a yelp that echoed through the forest, the fox recoiled, nursing a singed and throbbing paw. He spent the rest of the night limping in the cold shadows, far from the warmth he had craved.
A grandiloquent eagle once tried to command the valley with such thunderous, complex oratory that the smaller birds simply flew away in confusion. Yet when the humble sparrow chirped a single clear note of seeds, the entire flock understood and gathered at once. Unfortunately, I am not that sparrow. Moral of the story: clarity speaks louder than cleverness.
Oh my gosh.
A mischievous fox once left a hollow enchanted reed in the center of the meadow. Whenever the wind blew through it, the reed carried the endless, droning voices of beasts from faraway lands, discussing absolutely everything. How to optimize daily foraging, debate over which berries had the best antioxidants, and multi-part true crime investigations about the missing squirrel. The hare became thoroughly entranced by this broadcast. He sat by the reed from dawn until dusk, listening to the disembodied voice, arguing with them in his head, entirely abandoning his own daily work. "I am expanding my mind," the hare told the tortoise. "I just am listening to a 3-hour interview with a prominent wolf on the mindset of the apex predator. I am practically a wolf myself now." The tortoise shook his head and continued digging. "Hearing about a hunt will not fill your belly, friend." The hare scoffed and tuned into the next episode, 10 Habits of Highly Effective Foragers. He felt incredibly productive just by listening to it. Soon the first frost of winter arrived. The tortoise retreated into his deep, warm burrow, his pantry stocked with enough food to last until spring. The hare, however, stood shivering in the open meadow, his stomach empty and his paws frozen, realizing too late that knowing the theory of everything had left him with the reality of nothing. The moral of the story is, don't go outside.
Don't go. Is that what you wrote?
No, it's don't listen to podcasts.
Okay, here we go. Aesop fable.
I like how this
here's
turns into
one.
Aesop Fables.
A hungry jackdaw, spying a shimmering gold coin upon a merchant's table, chose to snatch the prize rather than forage in the fields with his kin.
Now, repeat the first part again. Sorry.
A hungry jackdaw.
What the heck is a jackdaw?
You know, it's a good question.
bird.
I think it's a bird.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yep. With this treasure, he boasted, I shall buy the respect of the forest and never labor again. However, the weight of the stolen metal grew heavy, and as he flew over the river, the glint caught the eye of the soaring hawk. Burdened by his ill-gotten gain, that was a fun word to say, the jackdaw could not maneuver with his usual agility. The hawk struck, and as the jackdaw tumbled, the coin slipped from his beak and vanished into the murky depths below. He escaped with his life, but lost both his dignity and his prize, realizing too late that wealth gained by deceit provides no security, for what is taken by stealth is often surrendered to sorrow.
So, one thing you need to learn from this is that a jackdaw is a small, intelligent member of the crow family, known for its stocky black body, pale gray nep, and striking pale eyes.
Did you say nep?
Nep.
You mean nape?
Nope. Nep.
Jake sat huddled in the corner of a tent, clutching a battery-powered reading lamp like a holy relic, and cursing the peer pressure that had lured him into the great outdoors. Outside, the woods hissed with the sound of wind through the pines, or perhaps, as Jake suspected, the heavy breathing of a legendary beast that specifically craved the taste of suburbanites. When a massive wet thud
The Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh my gosh!
When a massive wet thud hit the nylon wall right next to his head, Jake let out a scream so high-pitched it likely shattered the nearby creek's ice. Refusing to unzip the flap, he shouted, "I have no soul and very little protein. Go find a hiker." A low, guttural, rasping sound began to circle the tent, accompanied by the terrifying crunch of heavy footsteps in the dry brush. Just as Jake prepared to defend himself with a half-eaten granola bar and a travel-sized bottle of hand sanitizer, a familiar voice drifted through the darkness. "Jake, for the love of everything, open up. I tripped over the cooler and now I'm covered in potato salad." He peeked out to find his brother, looking less like a forest demon and more like a mayonnaise-coated tragedy, proving Jake's theory that nature was indeed a house of horrors. He pulled his sleeping bag tighter and vowed that from now on, his only interaction with the stars would be through a very thick window.
I just typed in write an Aesop fable about not watching the Twaddling Along podcast or listening to it. And the last sentence, I won't read the whole thing, says, by the time the bird realized the brook offered no warning and no wisdom for its survival, it was too late to take flight. He learned in his final moment that he who fills his mind with idle nonsense leaves no room for the vigilance that guards his life.
Oh. So the moral of the story is,
by the way,
if you're listening to us for advice, for the love of all things holy, stop it.
And that's what's scary.
Even as we've given advice about being married and
Here's multiple times.
Here's what's sad. We only have a few minutes left.
We do.
But you literally have been listening to this right now.
And probably very confused.
And very confused with what this podcast is about.
What is this podcast about, Josh?
It's about being scared over the fire.
As we've been reading Aesop Fables about little animals.
And do you know what? Aesop Fables are scary. Most of the time, the children are eaten. Or most of the time, they're butchered and eaten.
Good freaking heaven. Why did you have to say butchered? Why couldn't you just leave it at, like, just the children?
Josh is in a dark mood today, people.
Aesop Fable would say, their organs were pulled out of their socks. I don't know, something like that.
Josh and Jake sat hunched over their microphones long after the moon had reached its peak, trapped in a recursive loop of one last thing and to wrap things up that seemed to warp the very fabric of time. As the red on-air light began to pulse like a dying heart, the shadows in the corner of the studio coalesced into a towering spectral producer with a stopwatch for a face and a scythe made of the unedited dead air. "Gentlemen," the entity hissed, its voice a terrifying montage of distorted transition music, like this. Nope.
That was close.
That was so quiet.
The sound of a computer turning
Yeah,
on.
anyways. Gentlemen, the head entity hissed. If you don't hit stop by the next ad break, you shall be doomed to debate the merits and mid-roll placement for all eternity. Terrified, Jake lunged for the laptop. But the ghost of a listener's voicemail tripped him, and now, if you listen closely to the static between stations at 3 a.m., you can still hear Josh starting a 20-minute tangent about historical footwear while the entity weeps. Moral of the story: a good host knows when to speak, but a wise host knows when to shut up.
I think this is a little bit of a diss.
I actually didn't write it like that, did it turn out pretty good.
I like how it points out that I really am trying to get out of here.
I just said, I make a scary and funny campfire tale that will let me end the Twaddling Along podcast. It didn't even bring me up.
No, it did not.
Bring you up and brought up that I can't shut up.
Josh just keeps talking about ancient footwear of all things.
About that ancient footwear, Danny. I wasn't the one who wrote sandals as a kink.
I guess that is what it is.
So on that note, how about you all shut up and listen? You piece of
Don't make fun of the audience for your own misgivings.
Oh, sorry. Danny, shut up and listen. Jake, go outside.
It was AI.
If we still have viewers after this.
So I know you guys were expecting something scary, and I think we're scary.
I was going to say, I'm terrified.
Of what AI? This is going to be the AI fire.
I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think this has kind of just proven my point over and over again. What the heck are we doing?
Literally,
going outside.
I think we have.
Wait.
That was a little bit much. Literally, I think that we might have twaddled more on this episode than ever before.
When twaddling steps in a fire and ends up with Aesop Fables.
When they step in a fire?
End.
Now shut up.
Is that really where we're closing it?
No, it's still going.
Oh,
Final
okay.
thoughts, Jake.
How can I leave the audience feeling a little better about themselves after this?
You taught him about schizophrenia.
I did teach him about schizophrenia. Do you know that it usually is more prone to happen between teenage years and the 30s? Exciting. So, what did we learn today?
What did we learn today?
The moral of the story is, 1, when Josh asked what topic he should do,
choose better topics.
Danny shouldn't just say campfire tales.
I'm sorry. I thought it was a good idea.
No, it was a great idea. And what I just like
how of the list Danny sent you, I think we only talked about two of the stories. One of them was so outrageous. and the geographical
the hook.
And then Josh's super detailed description of other places where we don't want descriptions about.
See, here's the thing, and that's the thing. I just want to point out, we cut like a full 15 minutes of this.
There's a good portion that is going to be cut, even after I begged and pleaded not to have that happen because I'm putting this out the night of.
Yeah, Josh.
Well,
Josh. But my thing is, just remember, if there's anything else, when you are worried about how you present yourself to people,
don't.
Just remember how we present ourselves to others and you'll feel better about yourself. So when you go out in the world, you have public speaking, you have to go and present a story, you have to give a presentation in your class, in front of the congregation, wherever it might be. Just remember that we've all done that too.
And we're still
like alive. We're still around. So you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Just remember, prepare just a little bit.
I feel like he's calling me out again.
Josh, final words from you.
Just give a little preparation.
This is more of like a rebuttal. I feel like in the middle of and your words, Josh.
In my words, everyone just freaking I love you. That's what I want to leave with you. I love you. I love all of you.
Are you gonna bear testimony?
And my final words to end this.
And now he cuts me off.
As the sun sets on another episode and the ghosts of our tangents finally head home, remember that life is a lot like a mystery in the woods. Sometimes you find a profound truth. Sometimes you just find a very confused squirrel. Even when the world feels like a glitch in the Matrix, there's usually a warm light and a good story waiting on the other side of the static. So keep your chin up, your flashlight battery's changed, and don't let the small stuff ruffle your feathers. Until next time, stay curious, stay slightly weird, and keep twaddling along.
Just remember, if you hear the ghostly whisper of Jake going,
Don't go outside!
listen.